Hey everybody, welcome back to the Nidus Anarchy series. I'm your host Adam, CIO and co-founder of Nidus, and today I'm going to talk about Elizabeth Warren not liking Iran doing Bitcoin mining. So recently there's been an article on CoinDesk that says U.S. Senators warns national security chiefs about Iranian crypto mining. So Elizabeth Warren is basically saying that she doesn't like that Iran's doing all this crypto mining because they're getting around sanctions with it, right? So they're like, oh, they're basically making their own money, and we don't like it. Now, what's interesting is a little bit later in the article, it even says crypto mining has become such a big industry in Iran that it has strained the country's energy grid, leading the Iranian government to temporarily suspend crypto mining several times. It was blamed for massive blackouts. So if it's the government behind it, why would the government be saying, oh, we need to turn off this flow of money because we don't have power? Something tells me that they would just turn off something else if that was their main thing. Also, let's see here. So it says at the top in the letter that Elizabeth Warren and Angus King flagged Iran's reliance on cryptocurrency mining as a way to evade sanctions pressure. So this is the thing. Elizabeth Warren is complaining that Bitcoin mining is happening in Iran, therefore they're making all this money and we need to stop it, or it's a national security threat, or whatever they're going to say. That's the point. Now, it sucks that may be what Iran's doing, and probably not a good thing for all kinds of reasons, but that's the whole point of a decentralized currency, is that no one controls it. The US government cannot go in and say, hey, you can't do that, or how do we block it? You can't. There's nothing you can do about it. You could remove their miners, you'd have to do that physically. What are you going to do? You could put sanctions where they can't buy GPUs, but I'm sure they'll just get around that somehow, just like they do everything else, right? So really when it comes down to, why they don't like this is I have a feeling this is going to be it's going to snowball into a larger conversation, which is, look, see, Bitcoin is used to fund terrorism, and that's why Bitcoin is bad. So we need to ban it. And then we all need to collectively get together in all these different countries and all ban it. So therefore the value drops. So then therefore no one wants it. And then, yay, we win. And if they win, we lose. Because, like I said, that's the whole point of Bitcoin. It's a decentralized financial system. No one controls it. The entire market is based on demand if people want to use it and if people are going to use it. Obviously, Bitcoin's at what? It's like, I think it's like 65,000 right now. I mean, just a little over a year, not even a year ago, it was at 16,000. People are like, oh, it's going to end. It's highly volatile. And, you really shouldn't put all your money into crypto for sure. But it's valid. It is a legit financial framework that is worth trillions of dollars all around the world that no one controls. That is amazing. And that's why proponents of cryptocurrencies, and I am definitely one of them, love it. Because we get to control our own finance. Bitcoin cannot be inflated. After, I think it's like 21 million Bitcoin, it's over. And it will never really get there because it's just that, that exponential curve to where it's just going to be too expensive to mine to make that last Bitcoin anyway. But they can't make more. We can't be like, oh, you know what? Our this thing is in trouble. Let's just make more Bitcoin. You can't. And that's why when people talk about the prices of Bitcoin and where is it going to go and is it going to be valuable later and all these speculators and whatever, and mind you, I am not a person to be giving financial advice, but if there's only ever going to be 21 million of these things ever, if you have one and there's 5 billion people, I don't know how many people are in the world right now, billion, let's say by the time 5 years from now we probably have 7 billion people in the world. So if there's 7 billion people and Bitcoin is a legit currency that's being used everywhere, which every year it's getting more and more that way, there's 8.1 billion people in the world right now. Oh my God. I remember being in elementary school and be like, there's 4 billion people in the world and China has a quarter of that population. That's insane. And now we're at 8 billion. Okay. So then I think it's definitely safe to say that when there's 10 billion people, then at that point, when there's 10 billion people and there's only 20 plus million Bitcoin in the world, one Bitcoin is going to be worth a lot more than $16,000. So for me, I think I'm just buying future currency at a discount and just holding on to it while everyone else figures it out. I don't really spend mine, but yeah, this is why Bitcoin exists. It's to be decentralized so that no one can control it and you can do whatever you want with it. So yes, there are going to be people doing bad things with it, just like anything else. People have made computers. People do bad things with computers every day. That's why we're in the security business, to help prevent that, right? So there's still ways to do things. Like you can track, everyone wants to say like Bitcoin's anonymous. It's not. You can always trace it down until it gets flipped into cash. Now, once it goes completely Bitcoin, where there's no need to transfer to a fiat currency, now things are going to be a little bit harder. But even through tumblers and all that, it's all traceable. So it's not like you're really getting away with murder by using cryptocurrency and, look at all these things that we're financing with cryptocurrency. It's just the same as cash. And the U.S. government pays, like when we're like, we're going to give $100 million to this country to help them out, whatever, we literally give them cash, like pallets of cash. So why? Like crypto is the same thing. Let's just send them crypto. It's easier. It's cheaper. I'm not going to get into that. But yeah, so this whole thing about the U.S. government pissed off that Iran is getting around sanctions by using cryptocurrency and how bad it is. Well, that's kind of the point. I know that some people are going to use it for evil. Way more people are using it for good, and it's definitely beneficial. And here's why you can see why. Because if all of a sudden someone doesn't like what you're doing with your money, they can't say anything about it. And that's why I'm a big fan of Bitcoin. Later. Hey everyone, you going to Identiverse this year, May 28th and 29th in Las Vegas? We're going to be there, and we're going to make it awesome. How? We're having a scavenger hunt where you can win awesome prizes, hats, cool bottle opener, butterfly knives, awesome whiskey stones that are all custom branded, leather posters, a real weapon, and cool fun stuff like an invite to our private party. The way that you're going to find it is find these little poker chips all over the convention, tap your phone to them, and that's how you're going to start the scavenger hunt. Lots of cool prizes, and not everyone's going to be able to make it. Hope you can do it. I'll see you guys there. Later.